Hi, I'm Teacher Hernan and welcome to Math for You. In this video, the topic is about factors versus multiples. Do you know the difference between these two? I hope after this video, you will realize the difference between them. Now let's start with factors. When you multiply two numbers, these two numbers are called factors, and the answer is called product. Let's have number 16. Let's get the factors or all the factors of number 16. Now, be sure to do it in an organized manner. That is, you start with 1 in itself because they are always factors of any number. So we have 1 times itself, 16. So here we have two factors, 1 and 16. Then go to 2. Check if 2 is a factor of 16. 2 times what will give you 16? Yes, 8. 2 times 8 is 16. So another factors of 16 are 2 and 8. What about 3? Can you think of a number multiplied by 3 will give you 16? There is none, right? What about 4? Yes, 4 times 4. You're right. What about 5? Not 6. Not 7. Not 8. Well, if there is none, so these are only the factors of 16. But look at these two. They are just the same, right? If there are two factors that are just the same, you just count them as one factor. Or you consider them as one factor only. So if you list down the factors from least to greatest, the factors of 16 are 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16. So if you notice, 16 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 factors. Now let's go to multiples. How do we get the multiples of a number? Well, if you multiply two numbers, the product or the answer can also be called multiples. Let's get the first multiple of number 4. So you have to start multiplying it by 1, by 2, by 3, and so on. Okay? Let's start multiplying 4 by 1. You get 4. Multiply 4 by 2, you get 8. Multiply 4 by 3, you get 12. Multiply 4 by 4, you get 16. And 4 by 5, you get 20. Again, these are the products, correct? You can also call them multiples of 4. So these are the first 5 multiples of 4. So if you list down the first 5 multiples of 4, they are 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20. Can you see now the difference between factors and multiples? Now let's deepen your understanding on factors and multiples by answering some of the exercises here on the board. Let's start with the first one. The factors of 24 are 1, 2, 3, and 6, 8, 12, and 24. What is n? Well, if you get the factors of 24, you have 1 times 24, 2 times 12 is 24, 3 times 8 is 24. So all you have to do is to think what number times 6 is 24. And that is 4, correct. So the missing is 4. What about number 2? How many factors does 36 have? Let's list down all the factors of 36. Let's start with 1 times itself. Then check if 2 is a factor. Yes, because 2 times 18 is 36. What about 3? Yes, 3 times 13 is 36. What else? 4. What about 4? Yes, 4 times 9 is 36. What about 5? Not 5. What about 6? Yes, 6 times 6. Again, if the two factors are just the same, we just count them as one factor. Next, after 6, 7. Cannot. 8, 9, 10. I think there are no other factors other than this, right? Okay, so let's count how many factors are there. Again, you count this as 1. So you have 2, 4, 6, 8 plus 1. That's 9. So meaning 36 has 9 factors. So the answer is 9. What about the third one? In how many ways can you group 30 apples equally? To answer this question, you simply get the factors, all the factors of 30. So let's start with 1 times itself. What about 2? Yes, 2 times 15 will give us 30. What about 3? Yes, 3 times 10 is 30. What about 4? I think not. What about 5? Yes, 5 times 6 is 30. 5, 6, we have already 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, we have already. So I think these are the only factors of 30. So to answer this question, you just simply count how many factors does 30 have. Yes, so let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 30 has 8 factors. So if you want to answer this question, how many ways can you group 30 apples equally? The answer is 8. Because 30 has 8 factors. Now let's go to number 4. Number 4 is, what are the first 8 multiples of 7? So we have to list down 8 multiples of 7. Again, to get the multiples of a number, start multiplying by 1, by 2, by 3, and so on. So let's start. 7 times 1 is 7. Times 2 is 14. Times 3 is 21. Times 4 is 28. Times 5 is 35. Times 6 is 42. Times 7, which is 49. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need one more. Times 8, we get 56. So these are the first 8 multiples of 7. We have 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, and 56. And the last one, what is the sum of the second and 8? And 8 multiples of 9. So how do you answer this question? So you have to list down first the multiples of 9. Because since you need the second and the 8, so you only need 8 multiples of 9. So let's start. 9 times 1 is 9. Times 2 is 18. Times 3 is 27. Times 4, 36. Times 5, 45. Times 6 is 54. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 2 more. So next is times 7, which is 63. And finally, times 8, which is 72. Now we have 8 multiples of 9. So we get the second and the 8 only. So the second multiple is 18. And the 8 is first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, 8 is 72. Again, this is the second. And this is the 8. So the question again is, what is the sum? So to get the sum, you need to add. So we add the 18 and the 72. So what's 18 plus 72? Yes, the answer is 90. This is the sum of the second and the 8 multiples of 9. That's all for now. I hope you learned something. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.